tinkercad is a free website that lets you design 3D objects. And we are going to use tinkercad to design things for the 3D printer. And we are also going to use it to design things for the Glowforge, our new laser cutter that we have at school. Students, here we are at the tinkercad website, which can be found at tinkercad.com. You are also going to find a link in this Pear Deck slideshow. When you look at this landing page, you can see there little examples of art created with tinkercad, and up in the right corner you can see the sign in button and the join now button. We have used tinkercad in different classes in the Mount Vernon School District for many years, and when you sign up, I would encourage you to use your school email account. Are you ready? When tinkercad opens up, it is going to show you your recent designs, and if you're new to tinkercad, well, you won't have any. What I would like us to do is start by clicking Create a New Design. The tinkercad workspace looks like this. Very quickly, in the upper left, you have information like your file name. Tinkercad gives it a weird one, as you can see. Anytime you want, you can change and click that. I'm going to name this after what this assignment is, and that is a nameplate. Just like that. And on the big part of the screen, the workspace, this virtual flat surface is called your work plane. And this work plane is laid out in a grid, and that grid is in centimeters, and the little tiny squares in between are millimeters. Right here is a cube, and this cube is where you can change your view in tinkercad. You can look at the left side of what you're building, the top of what you're building. You can mouse and flip it and look at the bottom of what you're building. If you are on a school Chromebook, you can do this with the trackpad. I'll be frank with you, it works better with a mouse, but you can do it with a trackpad. All right, once you've got your tinkercad file set up, you need to move over to Sketchpad, because this is a nameplate assignment and we want it to be cool. And the one downside of tinkercad is the font choices are super boring. So we are going to bring in our custom text by creating a scalable vector graphics file in Sketchpad. First off, we are going to make sure we've got a roughly nameplate sized file. So when you click the new file, please go ahead and convert it to inches and make it 6 inches wide by 2 inches high. This is just a place to get your text and have a file that is manageable when we bring it into tinkercad. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Click the Create button, and you'll have something that looks like this. Also, make sure the background is transparent. Then you're going to use your text tool, type out your name, and choose a font. I'll speed it up to show you. Once you have settled on a font and got it spaced, there's one more thing you need to do before you export the file. And this is really important. tinkercad imports these files in kind of a weird way. At least that's what I was noticing. So you need to take a shape, take a rectangle, and you need to put it in the background. Just grab it. Oops. And just fill the space with your shape. Fill it in white. And then go to your layers and move it behind your text. Once you've got that, you are ready to go. Again, you want that shape. Don't just fill the background, make it a shape. If you don't do this, when you import it into Tinkercad, it's going to import a plate with a negative shape where your name is. And that's not what we want. Go to your disk, click export, and you are going to export this as an SVG file. Download it. Mine downloads on my computer here to the bottom of my Chrome browser. Yours will download in your Chromebook, and then you're going to move that to your Google Drive. Now, back in Tinkercad, I can bring in the file that I just created in Sketchpad. And I'm going to do that by clicking Import. Now, you are going to choose a file. You are going to grab the file that you made that should still be in the download section of your Chromebook. If it's not there, then you're going to want to download the copy you saved into your Google Drive. Download it into the Chromebook's temporary memory, and then choose that file by clicking here, and you're going to grab it. In my case, it's at the top of my downloads folder here. And here you can see it, and I'm going to import it. Now, you are probably noticing a couple of things. Number one, this file is huge, but no worries, we can fix that. And the other thing is there seems to be a frame around it. And I honestly don't know how to make that not appear, but I do know how to make it go away. So when you click on this, you can see these little squares in the corner. You can use that to shrink the size of the file down. If you're having trouble seeing it, you can scroll in and out. If you don't have a little mouse wheel, you can do it over here on the left. You can zoom out, you can zoom in, and just shrink it until you get it at a size that fits onto your work plane. And I think you should fit it in a space that is roughly, I'd say 10 to 12 centimeters. So remember, these squares are centimeters. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's going to be a pretty big nameplate. I'll make it 10. By the way, you can see right here, 100 is the width, 25 is the depth. So those are in millimeters. I've got 100 millimeters. And I can zoom in a little bit and see clearer. Also up here, I can change my perspective by moving this little cube in the upper left corner. Now, there is my 3D name, but I want to get rid of this frame around here because I'm going to make my own shape. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this shape from the Shapes menu over on the right here. I'm going to start with this box, but notice this box, I'm going to click and drag it. It's like kind of transparent, and it has these stripes on it. That is a negative shape. That will knock out anything that I merge it with. So if I make this a little bigger and scooch it over so it's covering part of that frame, not my text, but just my frame. I'll click off of it. Yep, it's covering. Now I'm going to click my mouse and drag it over both that negative shape and my imported text. And I'm going to go up here and merge the two. And the group symbol, I'll click it. And you can see it now makes a negative shape of that outline. I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of this frame around my shape. Now, I just have my name.